Hello science fiction fans and fellow modelers. I must confess that I am a big fan of the Battlestar Galactica, and thus I couldn't resist building a famous starfighter from this series. I had already built Colonial Viper Mk2 a couple of years ago, so now it is time for Mk7. The kit is made by Moebius, however Revell has repackaged it and therefore is easier to get in Europe. I have these lovely photo etch parts made by Czech company Green Strawberry, especially the cockpit is in original kit very simplified. I use bending tool for bending metal parts, it's much easier and safer. For such large metal parts, I recommend using soldering technique. You only need to apply liquid rosin and then bind the joints with a soldering iron. The main advantage is that the resulting construction is very solid and you would have to spend quite a lot of effort to break it. I use an ordinary superglue for gluing small parts. There is transparent foil included in the conversion set, which allows using LED diodes, so the model of the Colonial Viper can shine like a Christmas tree. As I have already said, display screens are printed on the transparent clear foil, but I want them to be more colorful. Of course you can use LED diodes of different colors, but it is very complicated. That is why I use only white diodes and paint the screens with the transparent enamel colors. Now I think it looks more interesting. It is not complicated to install LED diodes into the model. I use epoxy putty and I simply push the diodes into it. The bonding is very strong and there is no risk that it would peel off. It doesn't look aesthetically good, but everything will be inside of the model, so do not lose sleep over it. The cockpit itself will have 11 LED diodes. One diode is not enough, and the best solution is to use one diode for each display screen. There is a huge selection of diode colors, shapes and functions. Just choose and use what you like. Very cool are flashing diodes. You do not have to worry about relatively complex circuits anymore to achieve this effect with standard diodes. Great are also these pulsing diodes. I use them for engines. And best of all is this multicolored flashing diode. I will use it for several buttons in the cockpit. Now I have installed all my LED diodes. Everything will be hidden, so important thing is just the functionality. I use an epoxy putty to adjust the shape of the front cover. Coating the model with a black color from inside is essential. The black coating prevents the brightness of the light going through the plastic. Now I must connect all LED diodes. I use for this purpose a 9V battery. Theoretically that means I can connect 3 diodes into one series. But be careful, if you plug only one diode, it will burn. If you want to plug 1 or 2 diodes on the 9V battery, you have to use a resistor. You will determine the correct value by applying Ohm law. You certainly remember it from your school science lessons. Each diode has a slightly different working voltage, but for wide ones you can usually count with 3 volts per diode. In total I will have 4 parallel connections with 2 or 3 diodes plugged into series. I use the different wire colors for each connections, since it helps me to identify the circuit's elements correctly. It looks like a small bomb. I would have probably complications taking this through airport security. I will place the battery outside of the model, and therefore I must connect it to the model somehow. In this case I slightly modify undercarriage legs. The light from LED diodes is too sharp. I use ordinary baking paper to make it more muffled. And finally the model is ready for painting. I coat the surface with a grey primer. Then I fix all the imperfections with Tamiya white putty and then I clean them with a sandpaper. The pen lines are irregular and sometimes they are missing. Therefore I rescribe the whole model with a razor saw and trumpeter engraver. I didn't want to paint the model only with an ordinary grey color, thus I have mixed an interesting greyish blue color. Now I paint some highlights with a light grey color and add some shadings with a brown color. I coat the model with 2 layers of a transparent clear varnish, and then I apply water slide decals. I spray the model with another layer of a clear varnish and I let it dry for 4 hours. Now I apply black enamel wash. It makes panel lines more pronounced. The model still looks very clean, so I paint more shadings and dirt with oil paints. I use only 2 shades, black and dark brown. I simply paint strong contours and then I blur oil paints with a smooth flat brush. The model is almost finished, but I decided to make a very simple base for it. I cut out a precise shape from a spruce board and I glue it on the top a couple line board. It will look like a floor from Battlestar Galactica hangar, so I paint some guiding lines. At last, the model is definitely finished. I hope you like the result. I think cockpit looks very cool. Thanks for watching and see you next time, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you like it. So say we all.